Okay, we're live.
Oh, what? Action.
Action! Ow!
Oh, no, you hurt yourself straight from the jump.
Knee, and I'm eating a bagel.
Oh, he's eating a bagel. He's coming in hot to
Tease.
the world's greatest action sports podcast.
Hi. Chris, I feel like I haven't seen you in a week.
It's been 7 full days. And that's a long time to wait to see you, Todd. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Therefore, Monday Mass Monday. March 1st. Welcome to March, too.
Rabbit.
March Madness.
You say rabbit on the first.
I will. Wait. Whoa, what?
You say rabbit on the first.
Rabbit. Why am I saying rabbit?
That's the whole thing.
Okay.
Rabbit. On this Jawbreaker song also, that's why.
Oh, wonderful. And we're going on the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I'm just having a little panic and coffee and tea.
Oh, well, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Let's go right into the sponsors.
Yeah, this we got a good show. We got Australia World Championship Tour. We got the Canadian National Skate Team. Natural Selection starts today.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of fun stuff happening. Some unfun stuff happening, like Jonah Hill getting body shamed.
Yeah, but I guess.
Yeah, you're right. Unfun to fun.
We will discuss the Billie Eilish documentary, which I am a huge fan of.
Yes, and NASA has a rover on Mars.
Oh, what's up, NASA?
Presented. All of that will be presented, as well as the rest of the show will be presented by Bubs Naturals at Bubs Naturals. Collagen, MCT. It's all in my coffee from Panic and Coffee and Tea, and it's all in there. And I feel my bones and hair doing well because of that.
Good.
And brain.
Great for you.
Beneath Apparel, BN3TH Apparel. We are going to get 30 pairs of the world's greatest underpants.
Action sports underpants?
Here. Yeah, right here to give to them, to give to all of you. We're going to do a giveaway.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of already started it. Hanson Surfboards doing it since day one.
And they've got all your, it's coming up on spring break, Chris.
Spring break.
If you want to get spring broke, then you need to get, if you'd like to get stuff for spring break at a place that won't make you go spring broke,
yes,
then go to Hanson Surfboards at hansonsurfboards.com.
And I feel like the official uniform for springtime snowboarding is snowboarding pants, boots, t-shirt, gloves, beanie, goggles.
Could be.
That's what I saw at Bear Mountain last week. K2 Snowboarding at k2.snowboarding. We'll be talking about K2 Snowboarding a little bit in the snowboarding news section.
As we do.
Yeah, we're going to break down Sage Kotzenberg's natural selection board and gear, which is kind of fun. What else we got? Panic and Coffee and Tea at Panic and Coffee and Tea. We saw our friend Rhino858. Is it 858 or 808?
858.
Rhino858 had a package of Panikin ordered and delivered straight to his house in Texas, and he is stoked. You should be doing that too out there. Chemistry Surfboards at Chemistry Surfboards. Springtime, that means time to reassess your surfboard situation.
More like if you would like a surfboard in June, order one now.
Exactly. I'm sure they have a couple stock boards.
There's some good ones.
Yeah, and they're sold at local shops. You Online. I had a great lunch with Chris Cantori from You Online. He's got some podcasts in the work that sound amazing. And he wanted to send a special shout out to local news legend Rod Luck.
And he just passed away.
Fuck cancer, as always.
Mm-hmm.
God. It seems like, so we found this COVID cure or vaccination so fast. What's up with the cancer vaccination?
Cancer is way more profitable.
So you're saying they need it. The system.
The system wants you to have cancer.
And cancer. Hate them both. What else we got here? New Greens. At New Greens.
If you would like to drink all your essential vitamins and minerals in one drink, then I suggest that you get on the New Greens bandwagon. You can get 20% off when you enter MASS20.
Nice.
Checkout.
I like it. NanoCraft CBD. I've also got that in my coffee. That also helps us stay energetic, happy, and healthy. And Adventure.io. They got mad adventures coming up. Get the app. Adventure.io. Get ready. Todd.
Speaking of I.O.,
I owe
you some money for the internet here so we can do this podcast.
I got a minivan.
What?
I don't need your money. I have a minivan.
Did you really get a minivan?
I got a used Honda Odyssey.
So did you get rid of the Ford?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Is it 4-wheel drive? Are Honda Odysseys 4-wheel drive?
No, there's a snow button though.
Oh, sick.
So I figure I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're totally good.
I'm a minivan.
Congratulations.
I'm a minivan dad now.
New car day is freaking rad. But you know what? Minivans don't have the same... Minivans are pretty popular these days.
I remember when most of the kids that I knew in high school that had their parents' minivans were
the coolest
getting laid. I mean,
all right. Then.
Well,
I didn't realize that's where
maybe
we were
not
going.
getting laid, but they were doing stuff in the vans.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I remember, I have not.
Let's talk about what you can put in a minivan. You can put your friends in a minivan.
My
you can
Super
put
73 bike.
A Super 73 bike, piece of plywood.
8 surfboards at least.
A launch ramp.
And this is unsolicited. They're not paying us to say this.
Snowboards.
The minivan people.
I would like a minivan. I would kind of like... Here's my ultimate... We're on minivan talk. This is
Get your ultimate...
This is minivan
the
section
minivan
of
talk.
Our podcast.
This is a van podcast.
I wish that Volkswagen would bring out... Because you know how the Eurovans are so freaking... Like, even the used ones are so crazy expensive.
Like a Westphalia?
Like a Westphalia camper van. I wish that VW would just see what's happening with this Sprinter van bullshit and come out, because they have them in Europe. I think it's called the Rockland, and it's like it's an all-wheel drive Volkswagen, like Westphalia all-wheel drive minivan.
Sick ass.
And it's
minivan.
freaking sick ass. And I think I would get rid of my sports car fetish.
Really?
And my high horsepower fetish to have that.
See, I'm with you. I don't know if I trust VWs still.
Chris,
I know I should
Chris,
because they're some of the longest running vehicles in the world.
Those days are over.
What about, when's the last time you went to Japan?
Mm.
And surfed and went to the beach in Japan?
The last time I went to Japan was actually with Benji Weatherly, and that was like in 2007, 8.
Well,
No, I've been since then.
Last time I went to Japan, last 2 times I went to Japan, I was there for surf events.
Big in Japan.
They have the
big in Japan.
sickest van culture there because they're kind of, they're not
They're all
obnoxiously large
they're
like
all
Sprinter
Previas.
vans.
They're all those like Toyota Previa vans.
Yeah, they're really
They're
cool.
sick.
And the kits that the surfers put together in these vans. Love it. So
Have you heard about Sprinter vans?
Have I?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple.
Yeah, they're cool.
I have a low-key Honda Odyssey.
What
You
color
wouldn't
is
even
it?
know I'm there. It's white.
Yellow? Oh.
I'm straight soccer
Is it out
mom.
front?
No.
Oh.
See, you can't even see it. It's invisible. You
What
won't
year-
see
what
me on
year
the
is
road.
it?
2019.
How many miles is it on?
40.
Wow.
Okay.
On a Toyota?
It's a Honda.
Whatever.
Honda Odyssey.
Japanese cars, you'll be
Yeah.
like looking at 240,000 miles.
I'm thinking of really kitting it out
Mm.
for just ultimate fun. That's what I'm gonna do.
Curb feelers, maybe some like
The whole deal.
LEDs underneath it.
Lots of LEDs.
LEDs nuts.
Surf News is brought to you by Hanson Surfboards. I went in there last week, actually, and I noticed the board racks are filling up.
Mm-hmm.
Not
a lot of snowboard gear left though.
No, the snowboard gear. Well, now the good news now is a lot of the gear that's left is on sale.
Right.
All right, we've got 1 month. Like I said earlier, at the top of the show, the beginning, in layman's terms, for those of you who are not familiar with
The front end of this train.
production terminology.
Oh, at the engine.
We got 1 month till the start or restart of the WSL Championship Tour. The Newcastle Cup coming April 1st.
God, hurry up.
I mean, this could be the ultimate April Fool's joke.
Totally.
The WSL could just pull the ultimate April Fool's joke on the world, the surfing world.
2 weeks to flatten the waves.
Hopefully they don't. The Newcastle Cup, right now as we speak, all surfers on the elite tour, high-level surfers are all making their way to Los Angeles.
Okay, so they're all going to get on that flight.
This morning I saw Jeremy Flores' wife, child on a flight.
To get to the flight?
Tahiti, I want to say, maybe they were leaving Tahiti or France. Either way, they're going to LAX to meet up with the rest of the championship tour to get on the big plane.
It reminds me
to
of like in those
Australia.
apocalyptic movies where there's the freaking meteor is going to hit. and
The
everyone-
only bunkers in Australia.
and everyone has to get to the Ark to get like, and,
Yeah.
and everyone's trying to get to the.
That's what it's like.
That's what I have in my
And
head.
actually, there's I saw on Stab, they did some investigative journalism, and they found out how much all the tickets and stuff cost
Yeah,
on
it's
this plane.
$5,000 a pop, right?
Yeah, something like that. But
That's almost like that's like
your sponsor
economy.
will cover
Like
it.
when we were like the economy was kicking.
yeah,
It was almost like $5,000 if you want to fly over Economy Plus with like a changeable ticket to
To
Australia
Oz.
from here. It was like almost $5,000.
really.
Maybe.
My
I don't know.
my brother. Side note: my brother.
$5,000 Australian.
My brother's going to Porto Escondido with his family right now, and hopefully he doesn't listen to this and he doesn't think I'm trying to blow up his spot. But
What?
$1,000 roughly to fly 4 people, 2 adults, 2 children, $1,000 to
Dude,
fly to Porto.
When I flew to Ixtapa last week, I had credit because we tried to fly last October,
Right.
and then the whole town that we were going to had coronavirus. So I had credit. I had $550 worth of credit.
Yeah.
Okay. On Alaska, and then so I go and I book our flights down there like a week and a half ago, and I had like $150 left over.
Really?
It was so fucking
Yeah.
cheap.
So
But then you've got to okay. So how old are your brother's kids?
little kids,
Okay, but like how old is his daughter?
4.
Okay, she has to get the brain scrape.
Oh,
Yeah.
kids love
That's
that.
not cool.
So wait, why
2
is
years
it?
and older.
Why is it that when I got my COVID test at the airport when I went to Maui, it was just a nice subtle scrub?
Because Mexico.
Right. So when you don't get it on the way down, but when you
No,
come
you get it
up,
going
you're
back.
getting straight up
But I'll tell you what.
brain tickled.
Yeah, it's a tickler.
Kids love that.
It's going to be hard. I don't know. Whatever.
Um,
Moving right along.
So the best thing I saw all last week, and I didn't watch your Billie Eilish doc yet, but I'm going to.
We'll talk about that in Billie Eilish news.
So Stab Magazine, Ashley Goggins, and the crew, Sam and them, have done an incredible job with a brand new documentary series called Andy Irons and the Radicals.
I think that's.
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw portions of it.
Parts of it?
It's so rad, and I'm always fascinated by the sibling, not sibling rivalry, or just how siblings interact. Because I was an only child.
You're right, interaction.
I didn't have that.
You didn't grow up fighting your brother out in the water like
No,
I did.
but I think
Bruce
it's
Irons did.
always like really interesting to see what that dynamic was and what that dynamic can create.
Like you could have been just a more aggressive border if you had an older brother
No, but like
slapping you around.
I think in terms of like how to push yourself to maybe become better by like the internal competition is almost more motivating than the external competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like you and your brother, like you were probably like
battling
for
sure, and not even outwardly battling. Most of the time, we were outwardly battling, trying to get better weight, trying blah blah blah, dropping in on each other, all that stuff. But most of it's internal, where you just see your brother catch a wave, and you're like, "Damn it, I gotta do better than that."
But in the case of Andy and Bruce, it was external, internal,
external, global,
everywhere. But it's really cool. I mean, the Irons legacy is just something that I think will someone could just be like, a documentary about what's in Andy's suitcase, and I would watch it.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously the heaviness of the previous Andy docs warranted, needed. The story had to be told, but this one is a lot more fun so far. Yeah. It's really dealing with, of course, Bruce and Andy. They're growing up, and then it kind of focuses heavily on when Bruce and Andy, and especially Andy, met up with Corey Lopez, Chris Ward,
so this
the
is
San Clemente crew.
So I'm reading your notes right here. So a lot of this footage was found.
It's found footage. It's on, like recovered footage. So basically, let me tell you.
All right. Yeah.
So Stab has done us a great service here, and they've given us 5 reasons to watch.
Okay.
5 reasons to watch. So we got a bunch of tapes unearthed, A+ tapes from 2Pat, aka Pat Eichenstock. Pat and his brother, they kind of just got sucked into the Corey Lopez and Shea Lopez whirlwind. Ended up getting a ton of footage of Bruce and Andy. Incredible stuff. Talks about being from Kauai. Bruce will tell us what that kind of entails in episode 1. Chris Ward and Corey Lopez coming into Andy's life, and it was the ultimate, love, hate, friendship, rivalry, all in one. My favorite part of episode 1 is when Andy tells a story about Chris Ward putting weed in his bag and not telling him. Andy got arrested in Texas, spent 2 days in jail, had to fly back and forth to Texas 3 times.
Do you think, this is kind of off topic, do you think Wardo could have been, like if he didn't have, he was insanely talented.
Yes.
Much along, the lines of Andy. Like, crazy talented, almost like cock-blocked himself from becoming the best ever. Do you think
got a little too loose?
Do you think Wardo, if he was a little tighter with his program, could have been world champ?
I don't know about world champ. I definitely think in the hunt, and of course the factors of, he had all the moves, consistency, not as up there with Andy, Slater, Corey, etc. Of course, the extracurricular activities did not help him.
I'm saying like pushing those off to the side, raw talent wise.
I think top 5.
I've always thought that.
Yeah,
too,
I think top 5. Andy fought him 5 times, didn't win any of the fights. Spoiler alert. So
this is.
It's a
I'm
great.
excited
What I'm
to
saying
watch
is
this
it's a
whole
great
thing, and I hope they
series.
drop it all as like you can binge it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of waiting for that.
You can definitely.
Also waiting for Ashton to send me the code so I don't have to pay for the stuff.
Should we call Ashton? You want that code?
Should we call him? Do you think he'll answer his phone? Let's call him and ask him about it. And also we will,
I paid full price for mine.
Let's move into some other surf news. So we were talking about at the top of the show, Jonah Hill was kind of body shamed.
He was body shamed at Malibu.
But he doesn't give a shit.
No, he flipped it.
Yeah.
He flipped it on the shamers.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's how it should be.
Oh, I don't know if Ashton's going to answer, but
if he does,
when I was on my way to the office, random person drove by in their minivan and yelled, "Monday Mass!" out the window.
For real?
Yeah.
Here, anyway.
He's not answering.
Ashton's not answering.
So Jonah Hill went surfing. He's 37 years old. He has a history of dealing with media body shaming, just so lame. He's nominated for an Oscar. I mean, the dude's a skateboarder. He's awesome.
Well, the thing
he
is,
surfs.
You've got this. When the reason that people love you within your movie career and your acting career is because you are
real
kind of typecast as
lovable chunk,
as who Jonah Hill is,
right?
And then you fucking torch him when he's like enjoying life. Like, people are fucked up, dude. TMZ is like
the worst.
They need to get cock punched.
I watched the did you watch the Britney Spears documentary?
No.
Okay.
I was watching Billie Eilish.
Well, you got to watch the Britney Spears one as well, because this will make you hate the paparazzi just as much, if not more. They ruined Britney Spears' life.
Did you ever?
She used them. Yes, she did.
Were there ever surf paparazzi?
There was a couple. There was a couple guys that were surf photographers who were paparazzi.
Really? Did they ever get like popped?
You mean like punched?
Yeah. Like,
no.
Get the fuck out of here. Like.
No, because basically just, here's from what I gather, because I did ask around a little bit about this. I don't know if this happens anymore. A couple surf photographers that I knew of, especially during the summertime, they had a network, right? They would give, not bribes, tips, let's say, $20 here and there to valet parkers, hotel staff, taxi driver, etc. For the tip-off. J-Lo is staying at the Maui Four Seasons.
Okay.
Click. And then, bushes and stuff like that. So that's where we get the photos of Ben Affleck, Dad Bod, which...
So wait, okay, so what you're saying is there were some surf photographers that were moonlighting as paparazzi guys?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Back to Jonah Hill.
Go for it.
So they body shamed him. They were lame. Most of the, Daily Mail, let's say. I'm 30... So this is what Jonah Hill says to shame the body shamers. I'm 37 and finally love and accept myself. This isn't a good for me post, and definitely not a feel bad for me post. It's for the kids who don't take their shirts off at the pool. Have fun. You're wonderful and awesome and perfect. All my love. Oh, and Daily Mail, not even you can take that smile away from my face. Surfing saved Jonah Hill and made him feel good about his body. We love surfing.
There we go. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You ever seen...
Screw you, Daily Mail.
You know who Sean Brierly is? Remember that?
Yeah,
Remember that
one of the
cover?
most badass pipeline
Remember that
surfers
fucking
ever.
Remember the cover of him
Looking up at the lip?
Yes, dude.
I remember.
This is best.
In other documentary news, our friend Billy Kemper has a hammer of a doc. I believe it's a 5-part series. Basically dealing with his best year ever, worst moment ever to consequential comeback. Billy Kemper was in Morocco with a group. Luke Davis, a couple other guys. Obviously, Billy Kemper surfs the heaviest waves in the world. And sometimes even, the wave he was surfing was absolutely hardcore. But a random fall in a bad spot on the wave, smashed himself, basically paralyzed from the waist down, broke everything down here. And the documentary deals with his battle back. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to. Todd, do you believe Kelly Slater can win an unprecedented 12th world title?
Wow. That's it. I never count Kelly out.
Never.
For any of that stuff.
Don't.
I think that if the competition comes to turns,
Yep.
and being in the critical places in the waves, then Kelly is always in the conversation for the number one spot. But once you bring aerial surfing above the lip, there's not really too many people that can hang with Italo and John and Felipe Toledo, etc., etc.
He's as good as them, if not better, with turns, especially in the
that
bottom.
rails in the water.
Airs, he's got some catching up to do.
Yeah, a little bit.
Here's what Kelly has to say. You want to hear what he has to say?
Yeah, what does he have to say?
Well, this will be 10 years since I've won a world title, 2021. I have to face the music at some point, Kelly told Mark Howard. This is from WorldSurfLeague.com, I believe. A repost of... Also, I couldn't tell you the last time I put in 100% for a year.
Whoa, heavy claim.
I'm struggling with myself as to whether I'm going to do that. Surround myself with a team, do the bodywork, nutrition, it's a lot of discipline. He's been disciplined for 35 years, so it's hard to stay disciplined even for a month for me. Kelly's been doing it for 35 years.
Wow.
So...
Yeah, I'm giving it about 30% right now.
He likes his boards right now. I don't know.
Remember that one year on tour where Kelly, you could tell that he was just fiddling with his equipment the whole time?
Yes.
And it was just weird?
Yeah. That was his first year off Channel Islands boards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judges were not liking it. The judges were not liking it. Girls Can't Surf. The documentary that comes out early in March. There was a great piece about this documentary. And some shocking things were said by top male surfers during the 80s about female surfing. This is from Nat Young, the godfather of Australian surfing, an icon. He said this on national television. The top surfer from any beach could defeat any woman that I've ever seen, and that goes for Frida or Jody, any of them. I think that they have that slightly out of perspective. So he's basically saying that'd be like
times changed.
That'd be like LeBron James saying women can't play basketball. Any guy on any team could beat any woman, and times have changed. And I believe Nat Young knows that times have changed.
Oh yeah.
This is another one. Damien Hardman, goofy-footed.
Not Damien Hopgood.
Not Damien Hopgood. Damien Hopgood loves female surfers. I've seen him training, coaching, and helping. Damien Hardman. Now this one's bad. This one's bad. I think they just need to look like women, look feminine, look attractive, and dress well. This coming from a guy who used to wear wraparound white sunglasses. A horrible dresser.
What year was this? You think?
80s.
80s. Can we just agree that if you're wearing white sunglasses, the odds of you having Sublime playing in your car and maybe a little bit of a meth problem are pretty high?
Yeah. Well, this was pre-Sublime.
Okay.
But
I'm just saying, in general, white sunglasses.
I know, it's a different time. Well, Damien Hardman, dude, is the most boring champion ever. He is nothing. He cannot tell me anything about women's fashion or women's surfing. Okay?
All right.
And I've never met him, so if I do meet him, I'm still going to fan out a little bit. I don't like what he said. A couple of years ago, Laird Hamilton told Europe Boys at TMZ, the main, it's not,
Oh my god.
The main
this is
reason
fucking
to
gnarly.
be hit by a shark is a woman with her period.
Wow. Fucking wow.
You guys, you don't need to scour the archives for cavemen, women, and surfing. It's all very much right in our faces. We've just been doing a brilliant job of ignoring it. So Laird thinks that sharks attack mainly because of women on their period. I might be taking that out of context. I like Laird. I don't like that comment, but here's the crux of it. On March 11th, in theaters all over the world, Girls Can't Surf is going to drop.
So are
it's gonna be awesome.
Are these quotes from this movie like press release?
Yes.
So people are going to get fucking skewered.
Yeah.
Hey, watch what you say, because guess what? People listen.
Especially on video,
Yeah.
and now we've got access to everything. Do you want to go to the wave pool in South Korea? I'm just throwing topics out there.
Either there or the brand new one that opened up in Switzerland this weekend.
Oh my gosh, so many wave pools. I went to a website called Wave Pool Mag, which is the world's best resource for wave pool news. So much exciting wave pool news. This one kind of piqued my interest here. So the South Korean wave pool looks amazing, one of the best in the world. It looks so good.
Where is it?
South Korea.
Okay, good.
That's why they call it South Korean wave pool. Here are your prices. So to get into the wave park, it's $14.
What?
To surf the Reef Advanced.
Okay.
4 turns. Wait, Malibu 4 turns 1. This is advanced for 1 hour.
Okay.
$64.
Wow.
Suit and board fee not included.
Wait a minute. So that's if you want to rent and.
But that's
have a
just,
board.
you pay $64. You can surf for 1 hour. I don't know who's in the water or whatever. $50 for an intermediate. So I'd be paying 64. You'd probably be paying 50. The advanced, intermediate.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just the settings. I didn't. You
Okay,
know.
yeah.
I'm not making the rules or the prices.
So
Pretty cool guide to where.
it's really
what to
cool,
do. Yeah.
and that's also like, it just. Why is Kelly charging $6,000?
Because you can't. It's not public. So public wave pools can do free surf sessions. So that's basically if you and I flew to South Korea
I'm
tomorrow.
just saying. Like, when are the prices going to start to drop at the surf range?
I don't know. I don't know if it's ever going to be public.
Well,
But I don't know the
I would think
rules.
that at some point,
They're booked.
in order to, yeah,
They're
they are
fine.
booked.
It's just we haven't been invited. To any of these.
But it's not, you've been there like 3 times.
I've been there multiple times.
But at some
Only
point,
surfed a couple times.
at some point, the revenue model is going to have to make it so that you need to start accommodating to other humans, except for your mega rich friends.
And maybe even if the thing I think with Surf Ranch, unlike
I mean, I only say this because I haven't been. So.
unlike Waco or Palm Springs, unlike these places where you're basically, I guess you wouldn't be going to Waco on vacation, but the Kelly Slater, the Surf Ranch is, it's 6 hours away from here. It's a mission, and you're going to want a full day with 3 rich friends. That's the dream.
So, did you see the testing of the wave pool that's in Switzerland?
I did.
Dude.
And the testing of a wave pool that's brand new in Japan.
So it's happening.
It's all happening.
Wave pools coming to a outdoor or big indoor area near you.
We're gonna cold call one more person.
Who's it?
This is our friend on the East Coast.
Oh, we have
the winner.
Please leave your message.
Oh no!
Damn it!
Fucking A.
Nobody's answering. Don't they know? Usually when we call people on Monday,
he's in Maui right now, so it's too early in the morning. We're
Well,
not even going to say his name.
Ben Gravy.
You said it.
I was gonna say it because he did something.
Okay, but
Ben
anyways.
Gravy won the Numbskulls Ice Cold No Rules Surf Contest, and won $1,000. Rob Kelly, our homie, basically put on this contest. It was freezing. Ben Gravy get the win, so Ben Gravy won a surf contest for the first time.
I'm
He's
half
competing in like 10 years.
So I've got to go back east next week. No, week after. Wait, week after next. So I will be here
still
next.
hot.
We'll be here next week.
Okay, I
So
wasn't
week
gonna
after
tell them
next.
about that.
I'm gonna go back east. I got to do some work for NBC, and
Okay.
I'm considering bringing some surf shit.
Do it.
Maybe going surfing.
New Jersey's
I don't go
been
snowboarding.
fiery. So you'll be in Connecticut?
I'll be in Connecticut, but I can either go, either go to Jersey and go surf, or go to Cape Cod and go see Mom. and maybe go snowboard at my local.
I'm on.
Local. So I don't know, but anyways, I'm kind of excited because it's been a long ass time since I've surfed midwinter.
In a full suit, hood, booties, gloves, 5 mil Vaseline on your face, beard with ice on it.
But you know, like I was talking about this before.
It's not that bad.
It's, you know, it used to be that you wouldn't see anybody in the water, and now it's on good days it's actually crowded.
Well, yeah, because
suit technology
wetsuits are
is that much better.
wetsuits are so good.
Okay.
Do you have a 5
No.
millimeter, 6 millimeter
No.
rental?
Whoa, did you hear that?
Oh,
Someone's stepping on a
that's
duck
gonna
in here. That
play
was
wreak
bad
havoc
news.
on this
Wow.
podcast for the rest
Okay.
of the time.
Okay, keep
Skate
going.
News is brought to you by Adventure.io. Adventure up! Get the app, Adventure.io. Do it now. Trust us.
Kaboom.
Todd, this is for you.
What is that?
Every cat owner knows the perils of purchasing your feline family member a nice gift, right? Do you struggle getting your cats gifts?
Yeah,
Well-
because they can't really open them because they don't have thumbs.
Well, odds are, they like to play with the box that it came in.
Right.
You drop big bucks on this thing. Well, guess what? That's all changed because there's a new thing out. It's called Cat Scratch Skateboard.
What?
It's a cat-themed skateboard.
Where you
It's a
scratch
gift
it?
for your cat, and your cat scratches it.
So it looks like a skateboard, and they just scratch it.
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yeah. I'm going to describe it to you, our listeners, once Chris finds it here.
Well, I've
But I
been
don't
doing
really-
hardcore.
So obviously it was someone that is like a skater that, what the fuck? So it looks like a skateboard, except it's like a scratching post. That is,
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I don't know, it's just weird.
Should I show the people?
No, it's not worth it.
It's
I'm just describing
you
it
describe
perfectly.
it.
There's a cat on what looks like a skateboard, except it's not a skateboard.
Yeah.
It's shaped as a big scratch pad.
Oh my gosh, this guy! It's like his
Right?
the visuals. Canada has announced its national skate team. Street will be represented by
Who's on there?
Annie Guglia, Maddie Bolt, Sophie Grant, Matt Berger, Ryan DeCenzo, Mickey Papa, TJ Rogers, Shay Sandiford, and
Who's the
that's
park
Street.
dudes?
Park Dudes will be represented by Faye DeFazio, Adam Hopkins, Don't Hassle the Hop, James Clark, and the one and only authentic Andy Anderson.
Wow.
That's a pretty stacked team.
That's a pretty stacked team.
Their street team's
Yeah.
heavy duty.
DeCenzo, Mickey Papa, TJ Rogers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a good ass team. The Olympics are coming up. We're what,
Are they
3
now?
months? Yeah, they're happening.
Okay.
Jankum dropped an epic article about a documentary coming out. Did you? So, in 2017 June, 3 terrorists launched a stabbing attack on
Yeah.
the streets of London.
Remember that?
So they were on the London Bridge, and these guys were just stabbing everyone. I mean, it's horrifying. Ignacio Echeverria was crossing with his friends. He had his skateboard in his hand. Instead of running, which he could have,
Yeah.
he ran at the terrorist, started swinging his skateboard. I think he got one of them. Unfortunately, he was killed by these terrorists. Defending others, they were attacking a guy and a girl.
Wait,
He
he
saved them.
he smashed them with a skateboard, but
Then got
unfortunately
stabbed.
got stabbed.
Yeah. And there's going to be a documentary coming out soon by Tim Crawley. It's happening with Vice. So that is going to be a must watch. It'll obviously be very sad, but, showing more heroics from skateboarders. So Ignacio, ultimate hero, sadly lost his life, but his story will be told. Thank you, Vice,
Oh,
for that.
sure. Vice is always kind of doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
You got any more skateboarding?
Not
news?
really.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Is Nyjah free?
I don't know.
Do we know?
Who cares?
All right, we'll check in
Really?
later. Snow News brought to you by K2 Snowboarding. K2 Snowboarding, proud sponsor of the Monday Mass, and also of Sage Kotzenberg. I'm going to tell you what Sage wrote in Natural Selection shortly,
Okay.
but you tell me your Natural Selection update.
So today, Travis Rice dropped the big news that the natural selection will be taking place in Canada by a all-Canadian competitive field.
All Canadians.
All Canadians. They're kind of circumventing the whole problem of getting people into Canada because
That's
it is a monstrous pain in the ass right now to get there. It will be taking place at Baldface's new acquisition of Valhalla heli ski operation.
So that's not
Or
traditional
Valhalla cat operation, excuse me.
bald face.
No, but Baldface has acquired
Okay.
Valhalla, which is more terrain in that general area
Okay.
around Nelson, BC.
You drive to it.
Right, and so what they'll be doing is going there, and it's going to be not so much the same as we saw in Jackson Hole, where there's groomed takeoffs into powder landings, and it's more of a like real snow. Like you're gonna have a week to create an edit, and all of these riders will have a filmer, and they will go out there and film a backcountry edit natural terrain.
So it's not an event.
No, it's
not a contest.
Well, they had to be flexible. They had to shuck and jive a little bit with what's going on. And so this will be the number 2 stop, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
And
who are some of the top? Who are your top Canadian riders?
I'll throw some people out there. Well, we have Mark McMorris, who won the one in Jackson Hole. His brother Craig McMorris.
Okay.
Craig McMorris will be competing.
He's a powder shredder.
Let's see, who else do we have in there? I had this thing written out here. On the women's side of things, Robin Van Yen will be there again. Leanne Pelosi,
okay,
another one of the Canadian powerhouses. I do believe that Robin and I'm trying to think if there's any other crossovers from the event at Jackson Hole.
Does that sound help you think?
Kind of does. Is it weird how sounds help you think a little bit? Hold on, let me look. You carry on.
Is Travis Rice in it?
No, Travis will not be in it.
Because he's not Canadian.
Nope.
Okay, well, I will tell you though, Men's Health actually helping us out here. They did an article about what people were riding and wearing during natural selection.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Rice was riding his LibTech Golden Orca 161.
The Orca's
how big is Travis? Travis Rice is about 6'2", maybe.
Yeah, I think
he's a big kid.
A little over 6 feet tall. He's just really wide.
He rides Union Falcor bindings, DC Travis Wright boots, Quicksilver Highline Pro triple layer jacket, bibs, all Travis Rice gear, Gore-Tex gloves from Quicksilver, Quicksilver helmet, Quicksilver TR Hubble goggles. Travis is head to toe to eyes Quicksilver.
He rides for Quicksilver. Did you know that?
And LibTech.
And
Sage Kotzenberg, K2 team rider, is on the K2 Manifest Team 159 K2 Formula bindings, K2 Orton boots, Oakley, Bowls, Gore-Tex, Pro Shell jacket, and Pro Shell pants. He says, I chose to ride this board at Natural Selection in Jackson because it handles big features and deep snow with ease. You want to know what Mark McMorris rode?
I do.
And wears? 2022 Burton family tree. He's in the future. He's riding boards from the future.
Well, usually that's how we had to, we would end up. It was a really weird thing back in the day when I was, doing snowboard life. You would very, very rarely would you be riding that current year's equipment.
You're riding next year.
Next year's. And sometimes you would even, you'd forget what the hell year shit you were even riding.
Right.
Because you'd be riding the future.
I don't even know.
You don't even know.
Question here. So, McMorris was riding a Hometown Hero 160. Travis Rice was riding a 161. McMorris seems smaller than Travis. Why was he riding a board almost as big?
I think it's just personal preference. I know that Travis is
PP.
PP. The Orca boards are kind of wider, and Trav's a big dude, and he needs a lot of surface area to land on. But oftentimes you'll get a board that's, if you're going to ride a smaller board, you need something a little stiffer.
Right.
Mark was kind of choosing to ride something that was a little bit longer. I mean, it's one thing, length helps you out when you land. A lot of swing weight, which is the amount of tip and tail
torque
and how much it takes to twirl that thing off a jump.
Yeah.
That's a lot more swing weight when you're leaving the lip on a 160, because you figure that Mark is probably riding a 56 or 57 normally.
Right.
And you wouldn't think that going from 57 or 56 centimeters to a 160 centimeter board would be that much, only 4 centimeters. But for some fucked up reason, it really is. So, a 160, really good to land in POW. I think if you think about what these guys are riding in the backcountry, typically They're on the longer side. I don't
Just
think
a bigger board in general.
just a bigger board in general, mounted in the back seat a little bit so you can land on the tail, because that's the whole thing in landing in powder is being
Mounted in the
comfortable.
back seat.
Right.
So
You
for
know
those
about
of you
that,
out
and
there,
it's called the
who
minivan.
want to,
Mount
impress your snowboarder friends with
Yeah.
your vernacular,
You can mount
you
your
can just tell them, yeah, last time I rode, I mounted in the back seat a little bit. This time I'm going to,
mount it in the front seat.
yeah, that'll help. So big event happening, natural selection coming in.
And there's a lot of people in it, but for some reason I don't have internet. I would like you to give you the full list, but I can't because
I got a new internet password for you.
we have a new internet password.
But I can't tell them.
Oh well,
They'll
no
all
wonder
log
I
on.
can't get on the freaking worldwide
I thought your phone was a
web.
satellite.
But I just in wrapping up what we're talking about here,
Natural selection.
natural selection. I think it's really cool to see that they are kind of accommodating what's happening right now. And
Yeah.
it is a weird one.
Challenging times.
Challenging
Still.
times.
We're still in these challenging
Could be
times.
a
Jesus
T-shirt. I don't know.
Christ.
It could be a T-shirt coming near you. I just think it's kind of interesting to see, how this is gonna, because they're trying to crown an overall winner
Right.
here, and then it moves on to Alaska. The final.
Are we
stop
going
is
to block?
Alaska.
No Canadians allowed there.
I don't know. See, that's the weird part. So
Yeah.
anyway, a little bit more snowboard news. Kai Lenny goes kite snowboarding. Did
I
you see
saw
this?
this.
What do you think about kite snowboarding?
Go for it. It's not hurting me.
I heard
It's not offending me.
kite snowboarding blows.
Ah! I think Kyle Lenny can do just about anything
No
he
shit.
wants to do, and he's good at everything he does.
Right.
Of course, he's going to be good at kite. So, tell us about the what? How would you even start? What is kite snowboarding?
Well, I think it's kind of like kite surfing. You have like the kite and you
Oh,
fly.
thank you. They know that.
Well, I don't know.
Where would
It's
you go
basically
do this?
in a field?
Flat start,
Kinda,
maybe.
I don't know. I think that would be the easiest thing to do. But once you get good, you could be whipping all over the mountain. But then
Flying off
But then you
cliffs
get
and
all
stuff.
these strings attached to you and trees and freaking lift towers.
No, he's using a kite that just has looks like one or two strings.
But
and
he's
you hold on.
he's strapped.
It's
in?
not like a kite surfer where the kite's way up there. It's
Yeah.
like the kind where you hold it right here.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Kai Lenny doing Kai Lenny things. And
No
what
shit.
can you say
Kai
about the
Lenny
guy?
makes everything look cool. And this is something. This next topic that I'm going to hit here is something that
Is this controversial?
it could be.
I don't know.
It could be.
Like
So there's been you look online right now, and obviously we're in these challenging times.
We are still in these challenging.
But
You're right.
you go to a ski resort on the weekends.
Doesn't seem
or
too
any times
challenging.
it snowed, and the amount of human beings that
Right.
are showing up at ski areas right now and clogging the access roads to get there, and notwithstanding wherever you live, whether it's in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know how this is in New England, but just in California, Colorado, Utah, there's one theme that is becoming glaringly obvious, is that there's a shit ton more people going to the hills now than there was 3 years ago.
yeah.
And the big argument is the cheap Icon Pass or the cheap Epic Pass, are these really helping out the growth of these sports? Or is it turning off an entire generation because no one wants to deal with having to hassle to get to the hill? And when they do get to the hill, you're dealing with an hour lift line.
Well, you answered your own question.
But I'm just saying, this is the question that I'm posing, and I follow a lot of people that that live in Utah or live in Colorado, and whenever they're trying to go up on the weekends, because I think there's some blackout dates on some of these passes where
Yeah.
you're not allowed to go on certain dates. But you look at these lift, not even the lift lines, but the line of cars to go to these ski areas.
It's
and-
like Disneyland.
Yeah, and
It's like a line to get into the parking lot. You get into the parking lot, then you got to go get your passes.
right,
There's another line.
right,
And then the passes, you got to go get into the lift line.
right.
That's 3 lines before you're right.
So it just seems to me you would deal with crowds in Breckenridge when I was living there, when I was living there full time, and you would just know that you rode early on Saturdays and Sundays,
Yeah.
and then you got out of there.
It's the same with surfing, though,
It is
right?
kind of the same as surfing, but at the
There's
same
more
time,
people doing it.
it just seems like there's a lot of people that don't have traditional jobs anymore. So you,
We're all, yeah.
and everyone seems to be, well, they've crafted these passes, these multi-mountain passes, so that they're fucking cheap. Like, they're really cheap.
Well, it's $1,000?
No, they're cheaper than that.
500?
A little more expensive, but if you think about the cost of a one-day lift ticket at Vail, it's $200.
$200, yeah.
So people are opting to, well, I'm going to go snowboarding more than twice this season or 3 times.
It's like you got to pick, right? Am I going to Coachella or am I going to buy my Icon Pass? Because those two consumers really cross over. There's no Coachella, so they're going snowboarding.
Or am I getting this new Patagonia vest? So anyways, what I'm saying is, and this is a question for the audience, because it annoys the living shit out of me, is that, yes, we want more people to be experiencing mountain sports so that the industry continues to thrive, but not at the cost of the experience for the user. And basically what I'm saying is go home, everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Todd, that's Todd's feeling about snowboarding. Current events.
I don't know. It just seems
He
weird.
doesn't know. He just wants you to go.
I don't know.
And also, he's not going riding, but also he doesn't want you to go riding.
If you're going to the hill and you don't have dedicated snow tires, fuck you, because you're ruining it for everybody.
Here's Todd. Todd goes, "It's too crowded. I'm not going riding, and I don't want you to go riding either. Nobody ride.
Right?
Nobody. You know what?
Get off my lawn."
I like snowboarding again.
I love snowboarding. Tell me about
I
yours.
like it. I don't love it.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
I need one more good trip.
Here's what I like about snowboarding, and this is
my list. I'm gonna hit record.
What? Are you recording?
Oh, I thought we were just warming up. Should I record?
Yeah. Are we recording?
Yeah.
We doing it?
We're doing a podcast.
So if we think about all the, I love snowboarding. This is what, in my list of things that I don't like about snowboarding, has grown exponentially since I stopped doing it as a living.
That's with age.
For a living. I love flying off of jumps. I love making turns.
Okay.
I like hitting rails. I love powder.
Okay.
I love backside 180s. I love frontside 180s. I love doing 720s and 360s and 540s.
Get to the
I
gist.
don't like the part where I get in my car and I drive to the ski resort.
I know you don't. Unless I'm in the car with you, because I make it fun.
You do kind of make it fun, but like it's
more fun.
I'm just saying, it's almost. I don't like sunny days.
Look, I don't
like sunny. I like snowboarding when it's storming because it means there's less people.
I've been telling you since we met. Snowboarding is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
30 seconds of fun for every hour of misery. Mm-hmm. And that equation goes up and down sometimes.
Right.
And I'm not trying to tell you not to snowboard. I think everybody should go. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you. It's a pain in the ass when you do it and do it right. Like I did it last Friday with my kids. Totally low-key, mellow, relaxing day snowboarding.
I'm a socially distanced snowboarder.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Are you done?
Good for you.
Are we done with that part?
Maybe say something to the people to get them excited to snowboard. Don't worry about
still
what
snowing.
Said for an hour.
March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. So
if that doesn't make you want to ride, then
I don't know what
does.
This is traditionally the start of the maxing out part of the season as far as snowfall goes on the West Coast. So get out there and love it. Just
don't.
Just don't come.
Stay
near
positive.
Me.
Don't come near. Don't go near Todd.
No, you can come near me.
Nerd News.
Yes.
Is brought to you by Panic and Coffee and Tea. I want to say
what
this day in history was a big one. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon came out on this day in history, 1973. The cover, a prism spectrum designed by Storm Thorgerson.
Do you know?
Recorded at Abbey Road. The best album ever recorded at Abbey Road. Suck it, Beatles.
Did you know that on this day as well, the Love Boat premiered for the first time and ran for 10 seasons?
Nice, Captain Stubing. Dark Side of the Moon is the 4th best-selling album of all time. Currently resides in the Library of Congress. Also, it's Justin Bieber's birthday, so some good and bad for music.
People like Bieber.
And today, in the 1600s, is when, you're going to like this, being from Massachusetts, the Salem witch trials started. The Salem witch hunt started today, 16-something. Not a good day for witches. Great day for stoners who like classic rock and roll.
There you go.
Pink Floyd Dark Side of the
I've
Moon.
been to this.
Salem Witch Trial.
You can go.
Think about
if
it.
you ever go to Massachusetts and you go to Salem, you can go to
I'm going back to Massachusetts.
you can go to
Bee
the
Gees.
you can go to the Salem Witch Museum.
Really?
It's very cool. I went
Which
there.
one is that?
It's the Witch. Wow.
Which museum
Chris,
has the...
I've been talking to you about this. I sent you some homework to do. You didn't do it because
Well,
it
you
was,
sent it,
it was
yeah.
kind of late, and
It
it's
was
also
late.
you need to carve out a good portion of time. I reluctantly
I'm pouring some coffee for this one.
was talked into watching the Billie Eilish documentary on
By
Apple.
wifey or daughtery?
Well, daughter, both. So I was kind of like, Billie Eilish. I mean, whatever. Like, I know who she is. I know like her songs are kind of dark and creepy and
Yeah.
whatever.
Popular.
I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
I think that documentary is incredible, and it goes back. The thing that impressed me the most about the documentary was that it's really a story about siblings and siblings working together and creating something. And I can't, like, I look at them and at those kids, her and her brother Phineas, and the way that they create music and the relationship that they have.
I'm going to watch it with my kids.
Dude, it's insane. And then the family and like the fact that they still live in this like
Normal house.
900 square foot freaking house in Los Feliz. It's like
Yeah.
it's incredible. It's such the crazy story, and it kind of goes. It's the story of almost where it started up until the point where like she dropped the album that got her all the Grammys.
Yeah.
When I made that funny thing of you holding all the Grammys.
Yeah.
So, but it's just.
I remember those days.
It's just real. I feel like she's very real in it. She is. You forget that she's only 17.
That's the crazy. She
And
made
when,
all
when
those
they
hits.
when they filmed the documentary, I think she was 17, turning 18, and
Yeah.
so it's like,
And they made those hits as teenagers.
yeah, it's
Incredible. I'm
Very,
gonna watch it.
very cool.
I always take Todd's recommendations seriously. The Golden Globes happened last night.
Mhm.
They were an at-home event,
Kinda weird.
which got made fun of a lot.
Yeah.
But I got some of your winners. Best Motion Picture Drama goes to Nomadland. Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Andra Day got Best Actress for The United States vs. Billie Holiday. Haven't seen it. Gonna watch it. Looks amazing.
I thought
Sounds
this
amazing.
next one was great.
Sacha Baron Cohen won Best Actor in a musical or comedy for Borat's subsequent movie film.
Which I think is a giant, it's a very risky move.
For
I don't know
the
for them for them to whoever it is that chooses this bullshit
international foreign press.
to reward that, because it's like it's such a different genre.
But it's so brilliant.
It is so brilliant.
Borat's subsequent movie film also got Best Motion Picture Comedy.
Best actor in a motion picture was Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's incredible.
This is cool. Posthumous.
Posthumous.
Chadwick Boseman got the win for Best Actor in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Best Television or Limited Series or Picture Made for Television, The Queen's Gambit. Fully agree. Loved it.
Never saw it.
Schitt's Creek, Best Comedy Series again.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Sudeikis now winning for Ted Lasso, which was
watched?
good.
I didn't watch Ted Lasso. I've
I
heard good things
watched.
about
Yeah, I
it.
watched a couple episodes. It was good. Wasn't I didn't pull. I got to start again.
Mm-hmm.
Soul won Best Animated Film. Catherine O'Hara for Schitt's Creek.
Can we talk about how incredible Catherine O'Hara is, and you talk about her comedic roles from like Waiting for Guffman to freaking.
She's the best.
What do you call it?
Best in Show.
Best in Show. Well, obviously all of those
Yeah.
movies, Christopher Guest movies. But then when you think back to like, she's
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice, and she runs the gamut.
We
And
love you,
she's
Catherine O'Hara.
Hilarious.
She's a big fan of this show.
Loves this.
God bless her. The top box office spot right now, which is interesting because now the box office is in your house. The files are in the computer.
Would you say it's a home box office?
Yes.
Wow, they were ahead of their time.
Somebody should start a channel. Tom and Jerry.
If you don't know, HBO is actually a home box. It stands
That's
for
human
home.
body odor. Tom and Jerry, the cat and the mouse that used to not get along.
Right.
Well, I don't know if they're getting along or not, but they've just raked in $13 million.
Really?
Big movie. Tom and Jerry. We're going to watch it tonight.
People are fucking desperate.
The Croods, A New Age is second. Third place, The Little Things.
Huh.
So
Don't care.
it's all
about
on
any
your
of those.
HBO.
I'm just waiting for the Snyder Cut of Justice League to come out. That's this month.
That's
and
coming.
Also, Godzilla vs. King Kong this month. And
It's coming.
it's coming.
Okay.
I can't wait. So let's go
We've
to
got
questions.
questions brought to you by Panic and Coffee and Tea.
Panic and Coffee and Tea is your source for questionable things.
Okay, this is from Hana Lee. What is a snow, surf, or skate movie made before 2000 that everyone needs to watch? Big question.
How about we start with Surf?
Okay,
Endless Summer 2.
Endless Summer 2. I'm going to say Run Man 69.
I will also
Must-
I will second.
must
Okay,
see.
for snowboarding,
Ultimate classics here.
Ultimate classic. I will say the Western Front.
I'm going to say Whiskey 3.
Oh, solid choice. And for skateboarding.
Loved it.
Skateboarding.
And for skateboarding.
What would you
Yeah.
say for skateboarding?
The End. Was that 2000?
No, yeah, that's probably 99.
Well, I mean, it probably was around 99. But we can go back further. I love The End. But if we're going to go back further...
We don't have to.
I mean, The Search for Animal Chin?
I like that. I was going to say Shackle Me Not. H Street Shackle Me Not.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
those are good
Good
picks.
questions.
Solid. Yeah, that was a great question. This is a long question from Alistair Parker.
Okay, what does he say?
East Coast snowboarding was my life back in the 90s, and the highlight of every season was the U.S. Open at Stratton. So many great memories. Unfortunately, the 2021 U.S. Open has been canceled, but I would love to hear Todd's favorite behind-the-scenes memory of when the U.S. Open was at Stratton during the golden age of snowboarding.
Behind the scenes.
Nerd tears are real.
Behind the scenes.
BTS.
Well, I don't know if this is like a highlight, but it definitely plays in my highlight reel now of things that I experienced and I can remember like fondly, but not very fondly at the time.
Right.
We were staying at, this is like the first US Open I ever did when I was riding for Sims. And I had gone back to the hotel, or this house that we were renting across the street from Stratton. And the whole Sims team was staying there. And I went to bed because the next day was the pipe comp. And I
Yeah.
wanted to wake up and do well.
Feel fresh.
So myself and Tucker Franzen went to sleep. And somehow, between the time that we had left our team dinner and about 1 o'clock in the morning, Sean Palmer had thrown a log through a window of some local kid's house window because he thought someone stole their wallet. And I was awakened by a whole bunch of angry, like, Vermont locals. They basically pounding, they were like knocking on my head like I was a door. I was dead asleep.
And they were in your room.
In the room. Because we were sharing like this big loft.
Right.
And I was just out cold. And it was like, but that was my forehead. And I woke up to this legendary East Coast snowboarder named Andy Coughlin going, "Where's Palmer?" And I'm just like, ah. And just like, they were all hammered, but they were out for vengeance. So I was like, woke up and I went downstairs like to this mob, and I hear this commotion. And Palmer had like run back to the house and like gone to bed, like pretended he was in bed. But they all found him. And then like they're like, Palmer's like belligerently arguing with these guys, and then like this other guy, Chris Roach, is belligerently arguing. And then this, from the door next to them is this Italian snowboarder, Mario Polidabini. And he comes out of his room in these like European bikini briefs.
Nice.
And he's like, "Hey, you must be quiet. I have a race tomorrow." Like telling people in like this Super Mario accent that they needed to stop being noisy.
So good.
And that to me is like one of those things where
That's
I
a
was
great
terrified
story.
in the moment, but it was fucking awesome that I have that.
Only on the Monday Mash will you hear stories
We'll
like
get
that.
stories like that here. Yes.
Joseph Loopy says, You get any dubs today?
What?
Because I'm a Fortnite player now.
You are?
I am.
Really?
And no, I didn't get any dubs. I suck at Fortnite.
Do your kids like?
My son's
run you
gonna start training.
So what do? You like build shit?
You kind of have to build stuff if you want to survive. You
Like,
just
what, you,
basically
like, build a
survive
fort?
and kill
You build a fort.
at night. That's
But-
what they call it, Fortnite.
Right.
It takes a fortnight to get good at it. I'm not
I'm
good
just
at it.
trying to break it down because I don't understand. I don't understand what the point is of not like, if you want to go online and shoot, You play like Call of Duty.
Well, it's similar to Call of Duty, but it's more kind of fantasy. You're playing with people around
But you
the
have to
world.
like build shit.
I'm
who
a
has
noob.
time to build shit?
I'm a noob. Okay?
But who has time?
I don't know.
Why do you?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Why do you want to incorporate building shit into your games of slaying?
Because you build a wall and then you stand behind the wall and then
Is
you
it
shoot the
metaphorical?
person. Maybe. CJ Hobgood has a question. My
What?
friend CJ Hobgood. Okay, who will be the ace and Owen of the Australian leg? Basically, who's not going? Now, Ace Bucket and Owen Wright opted out of the Pipeline event at the very beginning of the year. COVID reasons, personal reasons, whatever it was. So, I don't know any news. I haven't heard anything or any peep about any young Americans.
Should we just say some stuff?
I mean, everyone that I can think of off the top of my head is probably going to go. The only question I would think would be Kelly Slater, but he's kind of always leaves it there. I know John's going. I went to the Dark Arts Surfboard Factory last week.
I heard about that.
I saw 5 beautiful Paizel John Dark Arts boards. I saw his actual boards. I touched them.
Did you touch him?
Gently.
Did you crease him a little bit?
Kanoe Igarashi had a beautiful looking Dark Arts board there, and so did Felipe Toledo. So there's a chance we could have a Dark Arts showdown.
So that's interesting. That's an interesting question. Who's not going to show?
I'm pretty sure everyone's going to show. You know, I feel like everyone's
People are revved up.
Yeah. People are revving their engines.
Do you think it's possible that some people wouldn't be able to afford to go?
No, I think they'll be able to go.
Okay.
The WSL finals is presented by Rip Curl.
Oh.
So the final event in September, who knows, maybe October, presented by Rip Curl. That's new news. This is from Jed P&W. Does the Japanese contingency...
Snowboarding? Talking about?
Yeah. Is there... Okay, so this question is, do they force their athletes to perform well?
I don't think
like
so.
80s, 70s
No.
USSR?
No, I don't.
It's not like that.
I don't think so. I think the Japanese...
They love it.
The Japanese riders are incredibly passionate, and they're very self-motivated to get better. Now...
I've seen that in skateboarding too, and surfing.
On the Chinese side of things, it's debatable. Because
well, there's less information.
Well, there's less information, but also, you know, you're talking about people that were plucked from gymnastics, and all of a sudden you're being fast-tracked to be a professional snowboarder now because you have a gymnastics background. This is a fact. Like this has happened. You know, once snowboarding made its Olympic debut.
Yeah.
This was something that the Chinese Federation was doing with their athletes.
Okay.
So, Japanese, yes, 100%. Snowboarding is a giant lifestyle culture in Japan.
Yeah. They're not doing it because they have to. They're doing it because they love it.
And, you know, when a Japanese rider takes a slam, they are the most polite slammers ever. You notice like someone takes a slam from the U.S. and maybe they put on like a little bit of theatrics where they're rolling around in the flat bottom, like screaming, cursing, like whoever's near them is just within their red radius of rage.
Yeah.
A Japanese rider could freaking compound fracture their leg and they would probably not say very much.
Yeah. That's nice.
Very polite slammers.
I like that.
I like it too.
Well, I think we got to all the questions.
That's what we call a show, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that's just a good old solid fashioned Monday Mass, the world's greatest action sports podcast. I'm Chris Cote.
And I'm Todd Richards. And Chris, guess what?
What?
You know how you don't like the Foo Fighters?
I didn't say that.
You straight up said you didn't like the Foo Fighters.
I like them as people.
Well,
did they hear? Did they find out?
We may have a guest calling in next week to talk to you about that.
Oh no.
All that and more on the next episode of Monday Mouse. We'll see you later, everybody.
I love the Foo Fighters, by the way. That first album's a classic.
You said you didn't like it.
I don't want to. Bam. Oh.
What? Turn that off. I was going to take my shirt